Tonight's lesson starts chapter 3 on parallel and perpendicular lines. The lesson is on lines and angles. We're going to talk about what happens when a line crosses over two other lines, and it will create four types of angles, which we're going to talk about tonight. So what I want you to do at the start of the lesson is go ahead and answer your four review questions under the vocabulary. And then you're going to read your vocabulary builder. Our word for tonight is parallel. And then I want you to use the word parallel to answer questions 5 through 9. So we'll have 1 through 9 answered, and we will check those questions at the end of the video. So let's continue on. Once you finish 1 through 9, if you want to pause the video now and answer those questions, you may. We're going to continue on to our next key concept, our first key concept of 3.1, which is the concept of parallel and skew lines. Parallel lines are coplanar lines that do not intersect. So in our drawing, line AB would be parallel with line EF. You are familiar with parallel lines. You've dealt with it in algebra. They have the same slope. They're easily identifiable. They never intersect. Skew lines is a new concept. Skew lines are non-coplanar. That means they cannot be in the same plane. They are not parallel, and they do not intersect. So that's the only thing they share in common with parallel lines, is that they do not intersect. So in our drawing, I could say that line AE would be skew with line FG. So the next thing we're going to talk about are parallel planes. Just like parallel lines, parallel planes are planes that do not intersect. So in our drawing there, the two shaded planes, ABCD, is parallel to plane EFGH. So for number 10, I want you to now take some time to write each word, phrase, or symbol in the correct oval. I'm going to give you about 15 seconds. It's really not a difficult exercise. So looking at the two definitions above, write down non-coplanar, coplanar, do not intersect, intersect, and the two sets of lines in the appropriate bubble. Okay, so looking at the parallel bubble, we can just look at the definition. Parallel lines are coplanar lines that do not intersect. So we're going to write do not intersect. And in our drawing, if we look at AE and CG, I could draw a plane diagonally through the cube to include those two lines, so they are coplanar. Now skew lines are, again, they are non-coplanar. They're not in the same plane. They do not intersect, so that intersect there was just there to throw you. And finally, I could say that line CB and line AE are skew lines. They are not in the same plane, and they will never intersect. So let's look at a couple problems. Identifying non-intersecting lines and planes. We're going to use the figure it right. Which segments are parallel to segment AD? In plane ADHE, we can look at the segment EH is parallel to segment AD. You're going to see a pattern here developing, I'm sure. In plane ADBC, I would say that segment BC is parallel to AD. And finally, in the diagonal plane ADGF, I see that segment FG is parallel to segment AD. I hope you got that. Seems pretty simple. Parallel lines aren't that difficult. Now we're going to explain why segment FE and segment CD are not skew lines. We're going to cross out the words and phrases below that do not describe skew lines. Remember, skew lines are non-coplanar, they do not intersect, and they're not parallel. So obviously the words that we'll cross out are coplanar, parallel, and intersect. Those are complete opposites of what a skew line is. So if a line can be skew, the segment and rays of that line can also be skewed. So the correct answer for 15 there is segments and rays can be skewed if they lie in skew lines. Underline the correct words to complete the sentence. Segment FE and segment CD are in the plane that slopes from the bottom left edge to the top right edge of the figure. So why are segment FE and segment CD, not skewed? They are not skew segments because they are part of the plane CDEF, therefore they are coplanar. And in order for a line to be skewed, it must be non-coplanar. Continuing on to angle pairs formed by transversals. When given two lines cut by another line, in our drawing we have line L and line M, which are cut by line T. The transversal and the two lines create an interior area and an exterior area. So I want to talk about the four sets of angles that are created by these three lines. The first type of angle is an alternate interior angle. These are non-adjacent interior angles, means they're not on the same side of the transversal, they're on opposite sides, and they're in the interior. So if I was to look at angle 4, the alternate interior angle with angle 4 is angle 6. Additionally, if I was to look at angle 3, the alternate interior angle with angle 3 is angle 5. Another type of angle that is created by these lines are same side interior angles. We also call these consecutive interior angles. They are angles that lie on the same side of the transversal. So if I look at angle 4, the consecutive interior angle with angle 4 would be angle 5. If I look at angle 3, the same side interior angle with angle 3 would be angle 6. All right, that deals with the interior angles. Let's talk about another type of angle, is a corresponding angle. A corresponding angle lies on the same side of the transversal in a corresponding position. So if I was to look at angle 2, the angle which is corresponding with angle 2 would be angle 6. Likewise, 3 and 7 go together, 1 and 5, and 4 and 8. Finally, let's look at alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles are non-adjacent exterior angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal. So, angle 2 is in the exterior. I go to the alternate exterior angle and I get 8. 8 is on the opposite side of the transversal in the exterior of the other line. So apparently I've already got 2 lines drawn here for the diagram, so you only have to do 2 more lines. Angle 4 and angle 6, again, are alternate interior angles. Angle 3 and angle 6 are same side interior angles. They're in the interior. Angle 2 and angle 6 are my corresponding angles, and angle 2 and angle 8 are my alternate exterior angles. So let's identify an angle pair. What are 3 pairs? I actually want to know 4 pairs of corresponding angles in the diagram at right. So we're going to underline the correct word or letters to complete each sentence. The transversal is line R. Line R cuts through lines M and N to create our angle pairs. Corresponding angles are on the same side of the transversal. It's important to know. So we're going to name 4 pairs of corresponding angles. Angle 1 corresponds with angle 3. Angle 2 corresponds with angle 4. Angle 8 corresponds with angle 6. And angle 7 corresponds with angle 5. So that's the angle pairs that we have from the transversal cutting the 2 lines M and M. Let's go to problem 3 where we're going to classify an angle pair. Again, I've already got the answer there. It's going to make life easier for you. Angles 1 and 3 are angles 1 and 3, alternate interior angles, same side interior angles. Corresponding angles are alternate exterior angles. First question, are angle 1 and angle 3 on the same side of the transversal? The answer is yes. So the questions we automatically can eliminate that they're not alternate exterior angles because they're on the same side. They're not alternate interior angles. And we also can eliminate same side interior because angle 1 is on the exterior of the line. Therefore, they have to be corresponding angles. So angle 1 and angle 3 are corresponding angles. So now I want you to go back and look at your problems at the beginning to check through them, 1 through 9, and you're going to check your answers for 1 through 9. So I want you to check your review answers for the true, false, and also review your answers for your vocabulary. So looking at the lesson check, so what you need to do now is go through and check your lessons, do problems 28 through 38. Now you're on your honor here. What I want you to do is pause the video, go through and do problems 38 to 28, and then when you finish doing the problems, you can unpause the video and the answers will magically appear. I lied because some of you unpaused the video and you're already looking at the answers. That's why I haven't shown them to you yet. Make sure you pause that video. So pause the video, do the answers, and then I'll come back and give them to you. All right, here's the answers for the first part, 28 through 34. Parallel segments, AB is parallel to segment EF. Skew segments, segment HD is skew with segment BC. Now that's not the only segment that it's skewed to, so if you have a different answer there, that's okay, as long as it's segment FG, it's skewed to that segment. Parallel planes, ABCD is parallel to EFGH, and that's the only answer there for that particular one. Name one pair each of the angles. Alternate interior angle, angle 8 goes with angle 6. Same side interior, angle 8 goes with angle 3. Corresponding, 1 goes with 3. Alternate exterior, 7 goes with 5. And finally, let's go over the do you understand. Carly and Juan examine the figure at the right. Carly says segment AB is parallel to segment HG. Juan says segment AB and segment HG are skew. Who is correct? So write T for true, F for false. The answers are already there. I hope you've already done them. Parallel segments are coplanar. That is a true statement. There are only 6 planes in a cube. That is false. There are infinitely many planes in a cube. No plane contains AB and HG. That is false also. So because those two lines are coplanar and those segments are parallel, since they do not intersect and they are coplanar, they belong to the plane ABGH. So that's the lesson for 3-1. We're going to learn a lot more about properties of parallel lines, the different angles that are created by parallel lines in the next lesson. But for tomorrow, you should be ready to answer questions about lines and transversals and maybe do a proof or two. I know you just love them. Have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.